I was up early the next day and, after saying my goodbyes to Tan and Cashel, was on my way. I had people I needed to see back in Texas, and with a 7-hour drive ahead of me, wanted to get there while they were still up and around. The morning's drive was long and numbing, just straight highway over bayou and through wood, with nothing much to look at and even less to do. Like a Warhol film on wheels. I think I must have nodded off at one point, but dreamt of driving with my eyes open, so it didn't really make much difference. I stopped once in Baton Rouge for cigarettes and gas, and passing a payphone decided to make a call. It was kind of nice not having a cell phone ringing all hours of the day and night, but it was hell making outgoing calls. The long-distance operator found the number for me without too much trouble, and patched me through to the line. After only 5 or 6 rings, the line was answered by a voice that sounded like its owner had far better things to do with his time. KXEN, home of Houston's #1 newscast 3 years in a row. The script came pouring over the line. How may I direct your call? Could you give me the news desk? I asked. Who may I ask is calling? The voice asked, professional and the polar opposite of friendly. My name is Davis Miles, and I'm an attorney representing Mr. J. Nathan Pierce. I spun. I would like to speak with whomever was in charge of the segment about my client's business interests that aired yesterday morning. One moment, sir, the voice answered, sounding a bit more alert. I heard the line click and enjoyed a Muzak version of Friends in Low Places for the next 15 seconds. News desk, came another, more chipper voice. This is Andy. Yes, this is Davis Miles, I droned. Could I have your full name, please? Andrew Morris? Uh-huh, I breathed. And am I to understand that you supervised the editing of the piece on J. Nathan Pierce's alleged agreement with Loose Tech Incorporated yesterday? Yes, he answered, and I could hear him bristling defensively. Was there some problem with it? I have not been authorized to make any formal complaint, Mr. Morris, if that's what you are asking. But there were a couple of points that grabbed my attention. At the opening of the segment, my client was shown standing in a large room surrounded by statuary and antiquities in glass cases. Do you recall this portion of the airing? Yes. It is my responsibility to ask how that footage was obtained by your organization, and by whom you were authorized to air it. Oh, the voice answered, sounding a bit confused. That was just a bit we cut from last week's Barbara Walters special. We're an affiliate, you understand, and have blanket permission to rebroadcast any and all network transmissions. I hummed. And where was that special filmed, if I may ask? Wait a minute. I heard papers rustling in the background, frantically. Here it is. Tonight, Barbara speaks with billionaire philanthropist J. Nathan Pierce from his home in Houston, Texas. It originally aired almost 3 weeks ago. It's not currently scheduled to be rebroadcast, but we could provide you with a copy if you like. Not necessary, I interrupted. That's all for... A thought struck. Actually, that would be very useful. If you could just overnight it to my offices in Austin, I think we can get this straightened out without any serious difficulty. I gave him the address of a place I knew in Austin, and got his assurance that he would send a copy out right away. Thank you for your time, Mr. Morris, I sang into the receiver. You've been most helpful. With that, I dropped the phone back in its cradle and lit a cigarette. Something was coming together, I knew, but just what, I couldn't say. For now, I was just a blind man.